You go. Is it working? Hello, good morning. Just having a cuppa, and I just wanted to share a story with you. This is based on the I can see myself on the screen here, and it's such a time lag, it's really confusing, so I'm going to move myself over to the right so I don't distract myself. Yeah, on the Divorce TV show, ran the first one last Friday. A few technical hitches, but basically pulled it off, I think, so we're going to run another one on this Friday. But there was one of the stories in there that really got me thinking, and I just wanted to share a little bit more about the background to it. It was under the shared stories section, with the lovely Catherine, who's a young lady who came to interview me years ago now about the divorce fairs that I was putting on. And in the conversation we had in a little cafe in Forest Row, she just said that she had her own experiences around divorce. So I asked her about it, and she talked about the impacts that her parents' divorce had had on her and her sister, and they'd been pretty profound. And she was very lucid about it. No, there was no blame, no anger. She was very evolved about how she spoke around it. She wasn't angry with her parents. She really understood their sort of how they got caught up in it all. But she was also very honest about how much it had affected her and her sister. And basically it had affected their ability to have healthy relationships. And it was so traumatic. And she said that her mother had used a very, very well-known English Rottweiler lawyer who just done an amazing job. She got her a brilliant settlement, but the cost to the two daughters and the extended family was horrendous, and clearly in her mind not worth it. So what was powerful for me was wasn't just that she was kind enough to share that story and record it for me, and I think it was just one of those moments where you know that it's bad for the kids or the parents get angry, but when you've got this young woman right in front of you just pragmatically talking about how in her everyday life that it does have an impact, and that it took her a while to realise that the relationships that she was having as she grew older were fundamentally affected by this very traumatic experience of her parents being at war with each other. And she totally saw that the system, the family law system itself, certainly had a big part to play in that. And I said to her, do you think they'll mind, your parents, if you're talking about this divorce? Obviously she doesn't name them or anything, but they would recognise her voice if they should happen to hear it. And she said, no, it's okay, I've spoken with them about it. So it was just lovely that she and presumably her sister as well had this very sort of open, pragmatic approach to, this is how it wasn't good, and these are the consequences. But again, without blame, there was no resentment there. It was just that awareness, and that awareness is really important because none of us have perfect childhoods, and if our parents have had a horrible divorce and we realise it has affected us, then it's important. It's no good blaming them or being angry with them. Just having that awareness, and you can compensate. You can do counselling or coaching if you want to really work, or if you've got particular issues around trust, for example. There's a lot you can do to help yourself to rebalance, because it's not that your life is ruined or you're ruined, but you're out of balance because of that, and it's kind of our own responsibility to get ourselves back in balance. But the first stage is to be honest and open, and to accept that the things that have affected us, and they haven't made us what we are. They are actually quite damaging, and we should be aware of that. And equally, in that time my kids were still quite young, and it was very useful for me to have that conversation with her and to realise, I really need to keep working hard at not dissing their dad in front of them ever, and keeping things peaceful, because it's not just about you having a less stressful time. and not carrying around a weight of anger, which is no fun at all. You need to deal with all that stuff, but to know that your children can grow up, you know, half of them being mummy, half of them being daddy, and knowing that that's loved completely. And I often say, if you're having a really difficult time with the other parent, just look at your child and see the beautiful part of that parent, because there was one. Otherwise, why did you have children with them? You know, it's hard to do though, because it's painful to reconnect sometimes with that lovely side of them when you're really angry and upset. But yeah, it was a great reminder that the way we are, in the way we conduct ourselves as co-parents, not to get caught up in a toxic system. Just keep looking at the kids and thinking, how is this affecting them, and ask them, and know that if you have messed up a bit, you don't, it hasn't ruined them for life. They can do an awful lot to rebalance themselves, but what they need from you is honesty, and not even an apology. How can you apologise for something that's damaging? The harm is done, but an acknowledgement that, yeah, that wasn't great, was it? And well, yeah, I guess a sorry would be good too sometimes, if you can manage it. Have a good day.